According to Lending Club latest report 2022, 73.6% of Americans earning less than $50,000 per annum live paycheck to paycheck. And did you know that over 90% of people save less than 10% of their total income? And finally, this is a scary one. Do you know that according to Lending Tree, 49% or over 50% of people or of Americans don't have $1,000 now in case of emergency? So with all that, may you stick around, and then I give you more details on how you can have 10 tips, or I have 10 tips here where you can save at least 10,000 or $10,000 in 1 year time. So here I present you 10 tips on how you are going to save at least $10,000 in 1 year or less. First things first, why am I saving? Or if I can ask that question, or before you think about saving this 10,000, you need to ask yourself these 3 questions. The first one is, why am I saving? Because if your why is not very strong enough, there is no way how you're going to save any amount of money. You'll end up with, like the 90% of people who don't save any amount of money, or you save less than 1%. So your why am I saving, is because of emergency. As I've said, as I've told you in the beginning, or when I started, that over 50% of Americans or people don't have even 1,000 now in case of emergency. So you need to save because of emergency. In case of emergency, you'll be having money. And then the second reason is you need to save so that if you want to make a big purchase, or you want to buy something which costs a lot of money, you will be having money which is saved somewhere. And then the third one is you must save because of investments. You want to invest your money, then you have to save. Like if you want to even get a loan, they need like 10%. And then the second question, before I go to giving you the tips, is that how much should I save, or what is your saving goals? Before you think about saving, you need to have such a thing. What is my goal, or how much should I save in a month or in a week? For those of you who are being paid every 2 weeks, or those who are being paid per month, you need to have a goal. What is your saving goal? And then the third thing is what is your financial position? You can't just come from nowhere and say, I'm going to start saving. You need to know, where am I? Which stage of life am I in? That means you need to have a proper budget. You need to budget yourself and have clear knowledge of your financial stand. Know what are your expenses, how much income you've got, and then you plan yourself accordingly. There are mainly two main ways of how to raise that money, or how to save 10,000 in a year's time, or in 1 year time. One is by saving. Of course, that means you're getting if you're earning over 10,000 in a year, that means you can save and raise that amount of money. Though for most of us, or most people, that option is not very feasible. Is that because some earn less than 10,000, even some people are earning less than 10,000. So that is one option of how to raise 10,000 in a year's time. The second option is making more money. Those are the two main options. But today I'm going to talk mainly or more about how to cut on savings or cut on expenses, and then on the money that you have, and then raise the 10,000. So if you have watched me up to here, please, those of you who haven't yet subscribed, I've seen over 90% of people who watch me, they haven't subscribed. Please take a second or two and subscribe to my channel. This is the best way how you can help me or support my work. It's very hard to make these financial videos because of you need to get references and all that. researching. So the best way to support me is to what? To subscribe to my channel and then like the video so that more people can get to know, and then you get notified. So quickly, there are, according to also one of the reports, there are mainly three, the top expenses which people always spend a lot of money in is what? Number one is the rent or accommodation. I met one of my friends recently, and when I asked him how much he was paying over 70% of his money on rent. I've already done a video about that, about paycheck. I hinted on it. Your rent should not be more than 30% of your total income. So that means you need to reduce on your accommodation. It should be less than 30%. You can put yourself in such they call it tying your belt. So you can stay in a not very good neighborhood for just maybe 1 year or 2 years until your financial situation is a bit okay. That's when you can maybe upgrade. But make sure your rent is not above 30% of your income. Then the second way how you can save, this saving tip, is that reduction on transportation. Okay, the second cost which takes a lot of money is transportation. Transportation takes a lot of money through servicing your car, rent, parking fees, insurance, and all this takes a lot of money. Some even they go to buying new cars or new cars, new accessories. So it takes a lot of money for most people. What can you do in that? That means you have to reduce on maybe using your car. You can maybe decide you not be using it every day. Some days you walk, use a bicycle. Like me, I always use a bicycle and public transport. It's mainly like weekends or Sundays when you're going maybe to church. That's when you can use it. So this is one way how you can reduce the transportation, and it will save you a lot of money. These two only, rent and the transportation, will save you a lot. And then the third is cutting food costs. This is also another way of how you're going to save a lot of money. Stay at home. Eat food which is cooked at home. I can't remember the last time I bought coffee in a coffee shop. You should go to buy such kind of food maybe just because of if you are in a social gathering, maybe once in a month. But you shouldn't go and buy maybe food all the time, ordering Uber Eats and all that because you may be lazy or you don't want to cook. See, on food, you're going to save a lot of money, whereby if you're cooking at home. Like one time I went to the supermarket, I saw chicken was about $2. And the food which I always buy, because normally I used to buy every Sunday, I used to buy food out. So that because I'm a bit lazy in cooking. But the last time I went to buy food, it was about $7. So I think the whole of this year, I can't remember. Oh no, I ate out once only this year. So reduce on that. Always prepare your food at home, and unless it is maybe you have a social, you're going to meet friends and it's a social gathering, you can eat out once. So always cook your food or eat at home. And that you're going to save a lot of money. Even the coffee which you take with $2 per day. At the end of the month, how much is that? Is almost is $300. So this is a lot of money. I can't remember the last time I bought coffee out. It's on the food which I buy. I always prepare my coffee, put it in a flask. There's my small cup, which I always move with in case I'm late. So things like coffee, Starbucks, and cut on them. Yeah, you're going to save a lot of money. And then the fourth is prioritize needs over wants. Yeah. There are many things that we don't need. They are just needs. I mean, there are many things we don't need in our life. For instance, you have 2 pairs of shoes. Why do you want to buy the latest which has come when your old shoes are still working or are still okay? Why do you want to buy things which you don't even need them? So make sure you always what you're buying should be needs. In case if you don't have like 5 months of what 5 to 1 year of savings in your emergency fund or in your savings fund, you shouldn't be buying once. All the things that you should be buying are what should be needs, or your expenses should be mainly in what you really need. Get cheap alternatives. For instance, some of you are paying Netflix. You're paying what? Me, I have not paid for Netflix. I don't have that money to waste because I still have a lot of things I haven't done. So such things you don't need to waste money in them. You can use YouTube. There are many things you can get the clips on YouTube. You don't need to pay those expensive subscriptions, or you get cheaper options. So always prioritize needs. And then the fifth one is what? This is mainly for my friends or my brothers who are from Africa. We call it black tax. So this point I call it what? Give fishing lessons instead of fish. I hope you understand it. Black tax. There are many of us who are, I think this is what even has been taking a lot of my money, which have been, although the rule is supposed to be what, 50%, I mean, not 50%, 10%, but this has been of late, which has been taking a lot of my amount of money. And most of my brothers who are from Africa or from third world countries, this is where we are always, parent is there, relative, sister, those who want to go to school, those who want, they have maybe emergency issues. Most of them, they don't plan their life well. So at the end, they end up taxing you. So what do you do in such a case? Here, and there are even those of you who are in relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, especially the men, you end up wasting your money, paying expenses of a lady because you're dating her. That should not be part of your expense. If she cannot cater for her needs, then she has what? She doesn't have what? She should not be in a relationship if she cannot pay her expenses. So you shouldn't be wasting a lot of money in relatives, friends, relatives, siblings, and all that. You should have a limit. Maybe say you're only, for instance, you can only pay only their school fees for those who are in school. You can only, unless they are maybe sick. These are the things which I talk about, maybe school fees, and then in case they are sick, just basics, what you help them, and then maybe in future they can stand alone, or take them to training, getting skills. These are the where you can, and that's where I spent a lot of money, because I was trying to help some of my relatives to get some skills. Don't know what, spend money when you are helping them to get skills or get things which will help them to stand alone. That's the best way on how you can you can reduce on this black tax on you. Because once you help someone, at the end he or she will end up helping himself. As for relationship is very simple. Just what you have to do, you have to reduce on that, or use 50-50. If somebody is not your spouse or your wife, you don't need to waste money on such a person. If you've reached up to here, please, those who haven't yet subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, and then that's the best way to support me and my work, and you get notified easily. So we go to point number 6. Observe the payday rule, or what I call pay yourself first. Yes, I've already made a long video about that, about payday routine. What you have to do, you need to pay yourself first. In America, they call it, is it 401, and then IRA, all those taxes. When before your money gets into your account, normally the taxman has already taken his money. So treat what? Treat saving like that, whereby before even you start spending on you spend any dollar, take out the amount that you're going to save, a minimum of 10%. In that video, I've talked about you need to go 10% to go to savings, another 10 to charity, 10 to what, to tithe, and then 10 to 50% should go to what, for investments. So pay yourself first. Whenever that is the best way how you're going to get money and save a lot of money. In that, before you do anything, get out the amount that should be saved. A minimum of what? A minimum of 10%. Number seven tip on how to save money and at least reach and get. The seventh point is that don't buy luxury goods or stay humble. Some of you, I think you have seen even most billionaires. If you look at how those of Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, and then Strive Masiwa, Dangote, you look at their clothes, even this is Zuckerberg. You look at their clothes, they are not after Gucci, Fendi, all those luxury brands. If you look at what they put on, those are just very normal clothes, or normal clothes that everyone normal can buy them. Not very too expensive. I don't know why you shouldn't be buying. You are not a billionaire. If a billionaire is buying such clothes, why are you wasting your money giving billionaires to take your money instead of saving it and investing it and using it for what? Using it for your financial freedom, or to attain your financial freedom and independence. So you should not waste money buying such kind of like some like you see the hip hop artists. You're buying a gold necklace of over $500 US. Buying a ring or a watch. Such things are not necessary. A watch is a watch. A $10 watch, like me, I don't have a watch. I don't have stayed for over I think it's going to how many years? Over 15 years, I don't have a watch. The one which I use for my phone is what I use, because I have two phones. So I don't need a watch, though I'm thinking of buying one. So such luxury goods are not necessary. If financially you're not a millionaire or billionaire, you don't need them at all. Just stay humble. And then the seventh is almost related to this. It's called, what I call it is, they normally call it lifestyle inflation. Avoid lifestyle inflation. What do I mean by that? You're renting a house of $500. And then when you get an increase in pay, you say, no, this neighborhood is not now good. Let me go and rent a house of $700. So whenever you have an increase in pay, you also increase in the rent. So this is how your inflation or lifestyle inflation. Or your car is still working, you say, no, I need a new car. For those of you whose phones are still working, iPhone 17, is it out, or 16? Soon, when every year you are buying a phone, what for? Unless you are into like us who are doing even content creation, you may think of such, but you are not into content creation and you're always upgrading your phone. Why are you wasting? That is almost waste. That is wasting time. I mean money, and that is it will keep up with your inflation, and that's why at the end you end up living paycheck to paycheck. Like the 90% of people who can't save any money is because, like if you see in the first example how I've told you in the beginning, whereby over 70, like 73% of people who are earning less than 50%, 50K, they don't save any money. Then here, those who are earning 100 to 150, 53% of them, they live paycheck to paycheck. So if you want to avoid to be among these people who are living paycheck to paycheck, avoid that. Avoid the inflation, lifestyle inflation, whereby once your money increases, should be your assets should be the ones increasing, not lifestyle. You see, I think it's Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is still staying in the house that he owned before he became a billionaire. But some people, they can't stay such humble. Once they become billionaires, they want to buy a yacht, they want to buy what. So when you're living like that, that's when you be always living in paycheck to paycheck. From our survey above, you see that 27.5% of people who are earning 200,000 K plus, they live paycheck to paycheck. So from this lifestyle inflation, it is not really how much somebody gets, but it is how much somebody gets in a month, but how much you save and how much you invest. That is a real deal breaker. Become financially independent or financially free. So the amount that you get per month is not what really makes a difference, considering this lifestyle inflation. It's how much you save and how much you invest. This is for those of you who are going complaining that, no, I'm getting less money, I don't earn more money. So that is not a very big issue. The issue is how much do you save and how much do you invest in a month or in a week or in a fortnight. That is a real deal breaker. And then the point number 9 is that, or the tip number 9, consider money like it's a tool, or treat saving as a bill. Or this is the best way. Use money, have a mindset. This is like a mindset shift, whereby you look at money as a tool. A tool for what? A tool for your financial freedom. Use money or a tool or a seed. Consider money as a seed capital, which will help you to attain what you want, to get freedom. Like recently, was it last time I was trying to book my air ticket, because Christmas I want to go and celebrate it in another country. I was trying to book my ticket, and the ticket was very expensive for December. And it was expensive, since my situation was not all that okay. Yeah. So if I considered, you see, this is like freedom. Use money, buy yourself your own freedom. When you consider money like that, like it's a tool for your financial freedom or financial independence, then you won't be wasting it anyhow. You'll take it like a seed. You take seriously. So we go to point number, or tip number 10, is that buy second-hand. Buy second-hand clothes, buy second-hand shoes, buy second-hand furniture, buy second-hand car. Before you're a millionaire, I think it's either Warren Buffett or one of the billionaires. I think it's Warren Buffett, because him with his Walmart and all the rest. This is what I always do. Like my furniture, even my desk which I'm using now, it is a second hand. It's not a new one. It's very strong. Unless you are now a millionaire, or you really need need a new stuff, like a car. You don't need a new car if you're still not a millionaire. Just go and buy the one which they have used. Maybe they have used for 1 year, 2 years, still the mileage is okay, the engine is good. Buy it. It is even what I'm going to do. If I'm going to soon buy a car, this is what I'm going to do. I'll buy second hand. Until I become maybe a millionaire, that's when I'll think of buying new stuff. There are things, especially things which cost a lot of money. You don't need like a car. You don't need to buy a new one. Just buy the one which is second hand. Then now you can, which has the mileage is not what the mileage is not very long, or it doesn't have a lot of mechanical problems. You buy that, and then you use it. You use it for some time, it will take you over 5 years. Some of these cars or some of these products are very good, that they will stay for long. So you don't need to be always buying new things all the time. So with these 10 tips, if you have watched me up to here and you haven't you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and then turn on the like this video so that many people can be notified. And then bonus in relation to the 2 ways of how to reach the 10,000 or your goal of 10,000 or at least 10,000 quickly. The first one is this is what I've said on the savings and tips on how to reduce, how to cut on expenses. And then the second is what? Increase your income. Or the first method is cutting on expense, and then the second method is what? Increasing on income. So increasing income, of course, you need to get side hustles, you need to get maybe a work, or you need to start a small business. That's in that way, that is how you're going to reach your goal of what? Of 10,000 in a very short time or within a year. With that, we come to the end of my 10 tips. If you have seen that you found value in this video, please give up a thumbs up and then subscribe to our channel. Have a blessed time.